Good afternoon, and a warm welcome to all in the first day of School Education Panel of 10th International Conference on Human Values in Higher Education, ICH-VHE 2025, being held from 19th to 21st December. The theme of this year's conference, Empowering Youth Through Value-Driven Education for a Happy and Peaceful World, underscores the vital role of education in nurturing responsible, compassionate, and value-oriented individuals for a harmonious society. We extend our sincere welcome to all dignitaries, delegates, participants, YouTube listeners, and look forward to 3 days of enriching dialogue and collaboration in advancing the cause of human values in education. We are deeply honored to welcome Sri Dhirendra Chaturvedi, retired Additional Director, Department of Public Institutions, Bhopal. Sri Chaturvedi has worked in Education Department, Madhya Pradesh, as District Project Coordinator, Jhabua, and got introduced to universal human values there. He has served as the District Project Coordinator Officer Vidisha, District Education Officer, first in Jabalpur and later in Bhopal, and Joint Director in Narmadapuram Division. As Director, IASC College Bhopal, he led large-scale UHV teacher workshop, both online and offline. He has played a pivotal role in developing textbook and workbook for Anand Sabha at IASE and has also introduced major innovations in comprehensive learning and evaluation system and Anand Sabha UHV-based program. I request to all participants that if any question is there, please raise hand. YouTube listeners can post their questions in chat box. As per time and relevance, we will take up the questions. Now I request Sri Dhirendra Chaturvedi to kindly deliver his talk.
Namaskar to all of you. Thank you, Dr. Divyaji, for introducing me. Now, I have been given to understand that this is one of the talks which is a primary talk on the whole issue. So, I would start by saying that I am going to tell about my journey with the universal human values and how I came into contact with the UHV. I will not be dwelling upon all the intricacies of the universal human values. Basically, it is my personal journey. The rest of the sessions which will come, I think that exposition will be coming at that time. So, of course, I can take up the questions which are directly related to me straight away and how I have been influenced by different UHV experiences and different workshops that I have gone through. So with that thing in background, I'll tell what my journey has been. So it was in the year 1996. I was posted in a district called Jhabua. This is in Madhya Pradesh, as a state in our country, Bharat. And at that point of time, this was the lowest literacy district in the country. And I was, as a government officer, I was working at two platforms. One was for the school education, primary education basically, not the secondary education. And the second was for literacy. That program of universal literacy was going on at that time at the level of Government of India all over the country. So I was the district coordinator for the literacy campaign, universal literacy campaign. And secondly, I was also looking at the district primary education project, which was sponsored by the World Bank at that time and the DFID. So I was having at that time two roles, literacy as well as the primary education. So accidentally, I got introduced to the universal human values, and how it all happened, that will come through as I progress with my talk. I belong to Delhi otherwise, worked with Ministry of Health and Family Welfare for about 8-9 years. And then I got this selection in Madhya Pradesh for this department. Uh, Earlier, I was working with the Ministry of Health at that time. Now I shifted to Education Department and got this appointment through a competitive exam, which included lots of other officers of different in police as well as the excise, as the GST, and all kind of different offers were there. So I got into this. So about at that time, whenever we were preparing for these competitive exams, so the normal thought in any young person at that age, now I'm turned 64 years of age. At that age was that you will have some big bungalow, you will have a car, you will have a good, you will have servants, you will get good, family, good looking wife and all that, you know, and you will have some people whom you can order around. That is a normal thought when you prepare for these civil services exams. And the same kind of thing I also had. After having got into this job, so of course, all these kind of things came in. Working with education, it was definitely difficult for me. That area is called, it was 100% tribal area, but for the, a few people coming and settled there from outside or the government officials. And the people who live there are called Bhil or Bilalas. They are very ancient kind of tribes who have been fighting for the Rajputs of the Rajasthan area mostly. Sort of job. As I told you, in 1995, somewhere in, I suppose, in October or November, I don't exactly remember the dates, the district collector, somewhere you called them the district magistrate also, there was one Mr. Manoj Jhalani. He gave me a call and asked me whether I could come to his house. And there is some gentleman at his house, and he himself, that Mr. Jhalani, he will not be able to attend to him right now because he was to go to some member of parliament's program. So because that gentleman, whoever was there, he was alone, all alone. So could I go to his home and just spend some time with him? He also asked me to take with me one the Assistant Commissioner of Tribal Welfare. That was one Mr. G.C. Ajad. At that time, he was posted there, so that we could just spend some time with that gentleman. The As I told you, the guest of Mr. Thalani. Of course, now the district letter asked, so we went over there. So that was one Mr. Ganesh Prasad Bagadia. So he introduced himself as GP Bagadia. He was, having a, dressed very simply, a bandi and a dhoti, lungi sort of thing. And we knew nothing about him. So he just asked us to have a cup of tea, and then he's asked me whether what all the work we were doing. So as a government officer, we have a lot to tell what all kind of things we are doing. So I rented about all these things, that so many kind of things we are doing. It is so difficult in tribal areas and the all kind of problems with the students, but whatever little we could do, we kept on telling him, lots of efforts. So I too must have taken some 35-40 minutes telling all about what I was doing. Thereafter, he asked Mr. Azad as to what Mr. Azad was doing. So he was in lots of other roles also as In tribal department, you have got construction works also, lots of things. He took another 1 hour to tell whatever, great things he was doing. So Mr. Bagadia kept on, listening to us all that time, not stopping us anywhere. And then he asked us, he said, okay, lots of good things you are doing. Now, what are the problems you are facing? Now you are going to achieve so many things. You have got these targets. For what are the problems you are having? Are there any problems? So lots of problems. He started telling about the problems. So everyone is a problem. Sarpanch is a problem. MLA is a problem. Member of Parliament is a problem. Bureaucracy is a problem. But except for ourselves, everybody was a problem. Same thing started with the Mr. G.C. Azad also. He also told about lots of problems. Then he asked me that if all these, because he said that you are working for the complete literacy, and so all the people become literate, and the students, the students who are studying in primary schools, they also become literate and educated. So now, tell me that whatever problems you are telling, all these problems, if they are taken care of, if they just go away, will you be fulfilled? The word he used was, क्या आप तृप्त हो जाएंगे? So that was something very shocking for me. And I hear that I can see that all the participants who are here, they are all Bharatiya only. So I'll take liberty to time to use some Hindi words also, so that I am able to express myself well. So I was taken aback because that was a word very alien to me. क्या आप तृप्त हो जाएंगे? I could not understand, because that was in fact I must have read that word many times, but tript ho jayenge, in that terms I never heard that. So you will be fulfilled. I was taken aback. I thought that I asked him to give me some time to think it over, because whatever education normally one has, post graduation or doctorate, I did not have doctorate then and now, but then I was a postgraduate science. And I thought that all our efforts are going towards only making these tribal people literate. So that is equivalent to some class 3 pass. Now, after having studied all that, and working in government and having all these amenities, I thought that I am not satisfied. I am not fulfilled. And I thought that if I am myself not fulfilled, मैं खुद भी अभी तृप्त नहीं हो पाया, तो इन लोगों के लिए इतनी मेहनत क्यों हो रही है? इतना सारा all that paraphernalia, all the district officers, whether they're in irrigation, they are in PWD, they are in forest, they are SDOs, revenue, the police, everyone was working for that literacy, and it was all over India. But that, as I told, that question struck me. If I am not fulfilled after getting a good job and having studied all that, then why all this? Same thing happened with, to some extent, must have happened with Mr. Azad also. And by that time, that it was time of lunch, so I went to my home. Also went, and we promised that we will again meet after 4 p.m. To Mr. G.P. Bagadia. So he was the first person, resource person, so-called, of the universal human values. I met him. So when I went to my home, so at that time, if you would remember, that in early 90s, they were not, video cassette recorders were not available in all the homes. And they were taken on rent. And overnight rent, it used to take about, I think, 100 rupees at that time, and you could see some 2-3 movies. And it must have been happening everywhere, because I was living in Delhi and Ghaziabad. So we also used to have it there, and then Jammu also. And we were living in the officers' colony. So earlier, the thing had happened that all of the officers, they were having colored televisions. We did not have one. We were only having uh, black and white TV, and that was a big problem for us. We thought that everybody has a color TV and we do not have it. So I took some loan from bank, and it was with quite lots of difficulties that we were able to make up that loan. So much so that my wife had to sell some of her ornaments, and at that time it had cost some 20,000 rupees. And I was not good at the mathematics of all the banking, so we had to pay almost 30,000 rupees for that. And we at that time we said enough is enough, nothing doing. We're not going to spend these kind of things. But then after some time, this VCR thing came up. Again, it started. Again started thinking that we do not have a VCR. So again, I approached the bank and the shop. And after a few discussions for about a week or so, we decided that on that day about which I am talking of, in the evening we will go and purchase a VCR. So, but I asked her, my wife, um, do we really need it? When I came for lunch, what happened? Why are you saying that we have to purchase it? All the formalities have been done. I told her the gentleman has come in our collector's house, Mr. Janani's house, and he is talking about certain strange things, and thus I'm having double thoughts about it. She said, okay, then why don't you call him at our home in the evening? So we agreed upon that, and then we again went to meet him. Now, okay, we have rented enough about all that government stuff. Now you tell what you have to say. Then he just, he said a few things that, like general things that everybody, every human being, he has a purpose, and that main purpose is to become happy. Now, about being happy, how do you become happy is something, everybody's choice. Choice means that whether you live upon having understood your basic needs, and then you also understand how do you fulfill them, or your choices are guided by uh, the respect that you earn from others. And you have to also see whether that respect that you think that you are having, that respect is because of what you are and you are really respected, or because of the things that you are trying to acquire or maybe show off, or whatever language one may use. So these were also a few things, and then he came up to our home, and in the evening, and we had over dinner, we had lots of thoughts, we had lots of talks, and then during the course of the discussions, we realized that why we were getting into the trap of that debt that I was going to get from the bank was only because we wanted to be equal in having the possessions of things which the other officers were also having, and we thought that unless until we have them, we will not be respected. At least at that time really did not understand what really respect means, but this is what really transpired. Next day, collector asked me to take Mr. Bagadia to a few places in the district. So there was there are some places called Bhabra and Kathiwara, very remote areas, and lots of government works were going there, particularly with the watershed mission and certain health mission also. So during that journey, lots of other things also, crept in our discussions, and I asked him about how now what you are saying, it makes some sense to me. in fact, makes lots of sense to me. How is it related to, the work? What you are suggesting is that I ought to be fulfilled, but I'm not fulfilled. So what is that which is, not fulfilling? And what can I do for this? So he discussed about the purpose of education as such, per se. He said that if goal of our life is to be happy, is to be fulfilled, then education must be such that it leads us to achieve that. He asked me whether the education that we are going to impart or we are imparting or what we have achieved, is it fulfilling? Is it leading to the fulfillment of myself and others? That was certain, of something great to me. And then at that point of time, I was having, there were different tribal development blocks. 12 different blocks were there. So I called up all the block officers to assemble at my home in the evening because we were returning in evening. And I thought that I'll ask Mr. Bagadia to speak to all these officers, because what I was trying to understand, my rest of the officers should also understand, because we were working as a team. So in the evening when we got back, all these officers were there, and like me, they were very much enthused as to the great work they thought, as I thought earlier that we were doing. And then I introduced Mr. Bagadia, and I only knew him as a friend of Mr. Manoj Jhalani, our collector, and nothing else about him. In fact, initially I thought that he is some sadhu kind of thing, and he is trying to make fool of Mr. Manoj Jhalani, our collector, who is such a nice person. So initially, I did not take him seriously. In fact, we took it very lightly. And as I told you that in our initial discussions, he only asked questions. He did not say anything about himself or about the thing. Only he asked me whether I was fulfilled. So we had a few talks about the purpose of education and what can be done about it. And then we also thought, and our discussions took to the stage that we thought that without having the education, the kind of education, the school education, the collegiate education, and the literacy campaign that we were running, the tribals were better off. They were happier without our kind of education that we were trying to impart upon them. They were very happy people, and maybe some toddy and these kind of intoxicants, they were taking, but happy. And every evening, they would dance and make merry, had good relationships between the families, and all of us, um, we were having as government officers, because we had to work a lot. During the day, we were working for the primary education, and during the nights, we were working for the literacy campaign. So, naturally, there were feuds in the family. Wives were not happy, children were not happy. So, that fulfillment at the level of family was also not there. The health was also not good, because we thought health was not the consideration for us at that time. Neither was the family. Only the, getting the appreciation from the collector or from the Delhi government or the state government, getting some award. Those kind of things were in our, minds. So we realized that whatever we are doing, that would be rather more harmful to the tribals, and we would better leave them alone rather than, continue with this kind of things. So we asked Mr. Bagadia, do you think that we should stop all this? He said, no, 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 no. He said, no, not that. But you ought to realize that what real education is and how can you do it. If the education, what you're imparting, is not leading to the fulfillment of yourself and others, then maybe, you are not in the right direction. This is what he said. Then I asked him as to what can be done, and we would like to know more about it. He told us that, he told me that at that time they were running a few, a workshop for 7 days. And if we people could go over there That was being run in Kanpur at that time, IIT Kanpur and other places. And if he could come, so he said that it is going to take some time, some 7 days, but maybe we would be fulfilling for the whole of our lives. And with that, his time had come to go back to Bhopal because he had come there to meet some IS officer. And because that IS officer was not there, so he had come to meet Mr. Jhalani. Then I asked Mr. Jhalani as to about Mr. Bagadia. Then I was told that Mr. Bagadia was a senior of him in IIT Kanpur, and he told me all about him. And Mr. Bagadia was related to the value education for right from the beginning when he joined the IIT Kanpur and all. Then I came to know about him. Then I asked Mr. Jhalani as to whether we should send a team. And I would also like to go to attend this workshop. So that was somewhere in 1996, probably February or March. So this workshop was organized in Bijnor. This is a place near Delhi in Uttar Pradesh. Unfortunately, I could not go there because a team from DFID was coming at that time. So I was not able to go. But some 30 of our officers and other teachers, they went there. They came back happily from there. And thereafter, I attended the workshop in June in 1996. One workshop we organized in June 1996. That was some from 50-60 persons were there. I was able to join that workshop for all that period. Of course, Mr. Ganesh Bagaria himself took that workshop. So this was my primarily the first time that I was introduced to the universal human values. So up to this, if you have got any questions, you may ask me. Then I will go further.
I request the participants, if there is any question, please ask.
In between Divya Didi, we also have with us, we are privileged to have Ratu sir also. He has joined us. So we
Yes, there are several sessions going on, so I'm here for just a few minutes. Yes.
So one question could be, which I am asked often, that whether then you purchased VCR or not. So the answer is that we did not purchase the VCRs until then. So there are no questions. Of course, there can't be any questions at this stage. Maybe later also. So I'll go further then. So in June, then we attended this workshop, and this was a 7-day workshop, and it was organized in Meghnagar. Meghnagar is a place which is about 20 kilometers from Jhabua, where I was working. Jhabua was the district place, headquarters, and we did not have enough place in Jhabua because it was, so much a backward place. It was a Christian hospital there, missionary hospital. We got a hall there and some residential facilities. So this was organized there. There I was introduced to, gradually to all the concepts of the universal human values. About myself, we never thought about, myself as an entity. Never thought that my body is something separate from myself, about the family, about the society, about the nature itself, about the existence itself. Lots of things were there. And the first thing, and we invited all the so-called intellectuals of the district there. We thought that let us challenge this, whatever this new thing is coming, let us challenge this. So we invited all the people from all over the so-called very studied people, very learned people. And when they started, the first suggestion was that everybody wants to be happy. So immediately reaction was there, and people started saying that you cannot be happy forever. Happiness is something, it comes and it goes. And if you become happy, then you would forget what unhappiness is. And happiness should come and go. Sometimes it comes, sometimes it goes. Then since they were very learned people, so lots of quotations from Bhagavad Gita and Ramcharitmanas and some Bible, something from Quran, because we had assembled all these kind of people. So it took us some, I think, 4 days to just to agree. Everyone agreed that okay, everybody wants happiness, and happiness ought to be achieved. And then we came to how it can be achieved. So rest of the things, we had very less time. But then the something about the body, about the health and my relationship with body and myself. So that was not very difficult. But about myself, the what we call Atma, Buddhi, Chit, Vritti, and Man, the 5 components. I think I don't know in how in English they have been placed. I do not know. But then Atma, Buddhi, Chit, Vritti, and Man. So how they work? And frankly speaking, I did not know about much about this. I knew मन, because मन करता है और आत्मा की आवाज सुननी चाहिए. That was okay. और बुद्धि बादाम खाने से बढ़ती है. That was okay. These kind of things were there. Nothing much about it. So how one is prompted to work because of man and because of sharir and these kind of things. So something of that was talked of. I must say, admit that I'm still trying to understand all those things and trying to relate all those things with me. So मन पर पूरा काबू पा लिया है ऐसा कहना भी मुश्किल ही है. अभी थोड़ा गज्जक खा के थोड़ी देर पहले ही बैठा हूँ मैं. गज्जक नहीं खानी चाहिए, मोटापा बढ़ता है, मोटापा बढ़ा हुआ है, और अभी खा के ही बैठा हूँ. सो द journey continues. Then something which really everybody was uh, affected by the talk was about the family. When we came to talk about the values and the values which are in the family, that was something everybody related to, and even today everybody got related to. So I took out the English printout. So what we call trust and respect and affection and care and guidance and reverence and glory and gratitude and love, all that, those concepts were introduced. And then we realized that these words, which we use to, very easily and freely, each of these words have got, certain very definite meaning to them. And one was thing which really, challenged us was, it was said that whatever is being said, it is a proposal. You don't have to accept it. You just, think of it, you weigh it, and if you think that it is okay, then you accept it is okay, otherwise you question it. तो जो कुछ भी है वो प्रस्ताव के रूप में है, आप उसको जांचिए, उसको मानने की आवश्यकता नहीं है. तो this kind of learning or teaching during our school and colleges were not there. We were always told to whatever is being said, you accept it. But now this was an open challenge that whatever is being said, you accept it. You don't accept it, you just think about it whether you accept it or not. And something was introduced which was called your natural acceptance. स्वाभाविक रूप से आपको ऐसा लगता है कि नहीं लगता है, ऐसा आप जांच करके देखिए. So when this session on this family values was going on, or the values was going on, this term came up of the Vishwas, Paraspar Vishwas, or the trust. So what happened was that because my children, they were very small at that time, my son and daughter, they were studying in a school. So we got them, ready for the school and sent them to the school, and myself and my wife. Then we, traveled to this Meghnagar place. As I told you, it was about 20 kilometers away from Jhabua. And in lunch time, we went back. They took lunch, and again readied these children, and then came back, traveled again to Megnagar and joined the session. So I was just thinking that what I've been told is that you have to, think about it and don't accept it. So uh, I thought about trust. I thought that I have got trust on everybody. My wife, oh yes. My children, oh yes, of course. My friends, oh yes. Parents, yes. Then I thought whether they have trust on me. So I thought, yes, okay, everybody has trust on me. I am a very trusted person. So everything was well. I was satisfied. But then this thing, कि इसको जांचना है. So I thought, let me check whether this thing is right or not. So normally, what happened was that I drove the vehicle. We had a Jeep at that time, and my wife sat by me, and my driver it was somebody called Punanath Yogi. His name was Puna, and both of my children, they sat on the back side. So I thought कि भाई जांचना है तो we have to check it. So I told my driver that okay, you drive the car. I will sit at the back side with the children. So बैठ गए, and my children asked me, okay, Papa, are you going to sit with us? I said, why not? Can't I sit with you? No, why not? So I sat with them. My driver drove the Jeep. And then I asked my daughter, my, she's an engineer with Apple now, always was in Air Force. I asked her, okay, how are you, Nimisha? She said, I'm fine. How are your friends? They are fine too. Then I thought what to talk to her. I didn't have another question. So I sat about for 2-3 minutes. I just sat quiet. Then I asked my son. He's also in Air Force now. He's in post in Assam now. So I asked him, okay, Kanishk, Kanu, how are you? He said, Papa, fine. So how are your friends? They said, fine. Everything going on well? They said, yes, everything is going well. Now, after that, in fact, the truth is that I did not know in which class they were studying. I did not know anything about their friends. And when we were traveling to Megnagar, every day they used to enjoy, they used to talk between themselves and with the driver. But now they just stood, they were very still, sitting calmly. And that was the longest journey of my life. That about half an hour of journey. I can never forget that journey. And then it all dawned upon me that I do not carry their trust. And it was about 3 or 4 years later, when I was posted in Ujjain, then I was able to muster up enough courage to ask my wife whether she trusted me or not. So then I realized that what really is the meaning of these values, and how far I was away from all those values. And then, that my journey started. So lots of, things occurred with me. Lots of stories are there with my journey. But then I realized that, yes, the true meaning of education we can only achieve through, when we go through the human values. At that point of time, since we were working more on the literacy, so we chalked out a program which Mr. Bagadia had earlier, done some experiment with in Bastar district. That time Bastar was a part of Madhya Pradesh. Now it is a part of Chhattisgarh. So it was named as Samajdar Sakshar Abhiyan, and we prepared a good, project, submitted to the government because the government's approval was required. Because otherwise it was all based on 3 hours arithmetic and reading and writing and all. But once we were through this, the Mr. Jalani got transferred, and after some time I also got transferred. Both of us were transferred. A new collector came. The new collector, I could not make him appreciate the things because I myself was not in a position there, and Mr. Jalani had gone. I got transferred to Jen. That team, which was exposed to the this UHV that is still working. And some of them are very regular contributor to the UHV at different forums. But then when I got transferred to Ujjain, so naturally I started talking about that uh, about that, about the UHV requirement of it in different people I met. But my wife told me one thing, that people come to meet you. Being an officer, lots of people came to meet me. But within 5 and 10 minutes, they ran away. I said, why does that happen? He told me that whatever you know about the UHV, you try to tell them in 10 minutes. And the kind of language that you have got now, all these kind of what Atma Buddhi Chittavritti and Man and Sahastitva and all these, they are foreign to you also, because how much you are, really you are living with that, you are also not sure. And of course, those people also don't understand. You better be slow, better try to change yourself first. So she advised me like that. And it was true also, and it's true to some extent today also. But then I tried to, because I was in education, field of education, and the lots of happened. Ujjain happened to be, some place which is considered to be a place of Kalidas also. Lots of intellectuals are there. My interactions with those people, and I was able to, organize a few 1 day, 2 day, 3 day workshops of the universal human values at that time. Some people, naturally, they understood, because I found that more a person is affected with his lifestyle, the more he is in need of, the value education. And all the government officers, they are all, everybody's in problem now. All kind of, blood pressures and sugar and all kind of diseases they have, because of the pressure to work, and pressure to perform, pressure to achieve everything in life within 1 to 5 years, whatever normally a person achieves in the whole lifetime. So fight among the non-working wives of the officers as to how many servants they have in their homes, how many vehicles they have in their home, how many telephone connections they have, all kind of things. So lots of people came in contact, and they were, but since the program was not taken up at the government level, it only was limited to my interactions with the people, introducing them to this, and then asking them to be present in workshops. And I did not take any of the workshop. Even today, I have not taken, till date, I have not taken any workshop. But Professor Bagadia ji came, and other people also came to take these workshops. Thereafter, I got transferred again to here for 2-3 years. And they were, impressed with this universal human values, and they were teaching, she's or he is misbehaving or not going to school. I do not know what is happening in Chandwara or what is happening in Sivni. About 120,000 schools, government schools.
Also, what we are talking in this conference.
Yeah.
And
Every human being
other-
born, he needs it.
Divya ma'am, over to you for any questions from other attendees or panelists even, if they want to share something or any input from anyone. Dilshad Bhaiya is also with us.
Please ask question, Dilshad Bhaiya. Is there any questions or any sharing from any, please? So I don't think. So thank you, sir, for the enriching session. Your journey is truly inspiring. Even I myself felt related to it. The meaning of fulfillment is clearly explained. The happiness of tribals were discussed. Feuds in families, health-related issues, etc. Truly, education should be such that it should lead to not only our fulfillment, but of others and society also. The transformations in around 600 school is remarkable. Thank you, sir. We will all meet again tomorrow at same time and the same room with another enriching session by Sri Akhilesh Argal. Thank you, everyone. We may join another sessions which are parallelly running in another rooms. Thank you, everyone. Sir, you are mute. Please unmute.
Thank you, everyone. Divyaji, Rajkumari ji, and all the other participants, Dilshaji bhai. I was also happy to share whatever I have learned and how I have gone through. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.